ancient city of Jerusalem was built 5,000 years ago by people named the Jebusites. The Jebusites were local people, and when they arrived to Jerusalem, they had three reasons to stay right here. First of all, it was on top of a mountain, so they had a lot of protection. Second of all, there was a valley with a stream of water next to it, so they had water. And the third one, because they had water, they had a lot of agriculture fields to raise food in. So food is the third reason. And for 2,000 years, everything was a-okay. They did everything was right.
The city is only 1 square kilometer.
We'll answer that question in a few minutes when we get there. But other than those four quarters, also in the Old City of Jerusalem, we have the Temple Mount. We're going to walk over there today. The Temple Mount is the size of 14 football fields. Americans? No Americans? You Americans? For you, soccer fields. We have to translate. Guys, you named it.
Place of serenity.
Alright everyone, welcome to the Church of the Armenians, also the Armenian Quarter. Like, first of all, I need to explain to you about the Christmas decoration outside, because for you, Christmas already passed. But we have two more Christmases here that we're still waiting for. The first one is going to be on the 6th of January, and it's the Greek Orthodox, and the second one is going to be on the 13th of January.
Wow.
And it's the Armenian ones. So if you're sticking around, well, congratulations, you're going to celebrate twice or three times Christmas this year, as we do it usually every year. So this is why there's Christmas decorations outside, because our Christmas hasn't arrived yet. They were the first people to do that, and we're going to talk about Christianity later, and they did it even before it was even possible to be Christian outside or in public, and they took a very big risk doing that. But they did that, and they're very proud of it. And ever since then, there's Armenian people right here in Israel. For the last 1,700 years, there's Armenian right here. And those Armenians, in the beginning, were a small community of priests, monks, and people that welcomed pilgrims that came to Jerusalem because of Jesus. But after a few centuries of being all in that community, something happened. Not here, in Europe. In year 1000, the European Christian people believed that Jesus will return. You're laughing now because you know that he didn't come. But they were very upset about it. They were so very upset about it that they decided to pack up all their stuff, to take knights, to take their king, and to march over Israel, conquer it from the Muslim people, and make it Christian again, so Jesus would come 1,000 years later. By the way, he didn't. Not yet, yeah. Well, 12th century, there was a queen here. Her name was Melisande. She was the daughter of a crusader king.
This is the Armenian church, and if you don't know about the Armenian genocide, it's pretty interesting. But basically what happened was the Armenians were killed and almost to extinction, and they hid into this church. And they were able to hide into this church and kind of rebuild. But then they wanted to become Israeli citizens again, but they didn't want to become Jewish. They wanted to keep their religion and their culture. So the Israeli government never acknowledged that had happened, the genocide, and so now they live in limbo. Here they actually tried to set fire to it. They're trying to destroy the Armenians.
The country of Israel. They're the fifth generation. Now, there's the fifth generation of Armenian living right here, was born here in Jerusalem. And the thing is that, before I do an intro, you should know that I don't like politics. I hate it. I don't like to talk about it. I do talk about it when I need to, but I don't like it in general as a subject. But here, it's very important for you to know the politics, because the politics is hard. The Armenian people who live here live between two nations, the Israel, which were they born, and their parents born, and their grandparents, and the Armenia, which their culture came from. And the thing is that the Israel government doesn't recognize the Armenian genocide. And the reason they don't, yeah, I know, crazy. And the reason they don't recognize the genocide is because they want to keep good terms with Azerbaijan and Turkey, countries that have active war with Armenia up until today.
Wow.
Yes. So for this reason, they don't really recognize the Armenian genocide. I think that happened a few years before the Holocaust, which the people in the government, some of their grandparents' parents went through it. And that's the crazy part that I'm talking about, because we've been through that and we don't recognize other people that did. So those people have a very complicated relationship with the country that they live in. Some of them don't have Israeli passport, by the way. Some of them don't speak the language. They're choosing not to speak the language of Hebrew because of what this country is doing. So there's a lot of complications. You need to know that Roman people didn't like Christians back in those days, because what Christianity did, exactly, they offered the afterlife. In Roman culture, there was no afterlife. So the high society, the people with the money, you know, they had all the pleasures, sex, food, wine. But the lower class had none of it, and they had to work very hard for their lives. So when Christianity came and they said, okay, you work now, but then you have heaven. It's before the 72 versions of the Islam. But guys, they promised heaven, and the high society of the Roman Empire, they didn't like it at all, because they thought, well, we're losing our power. So they started killing them in massive number, and one of them was Saint Jacob. Sweet Saint Jacob, they took off his head, but don't you worry, because after they took off his head, his body kept on living forever. Should rebel against those people. They're tough. The Roman Empire was going to visit, we're still on, and they destroyed it. We're going to see in a minute what happened when they destroyed it. But after they destroyed the second temple, they built a pagan temple on top of it. But it wasn't enough, so they decided to destroy the entire city of Jerusalem. They destroyed the entire city and they built a Roman city above it, named Aelia Capitolina.
2,000 years ago?
2,000 years ago, actually. So 2,000 years ago, they destroyed the entire city of Jerusalem, flattened it, and then built on top of it the city Aelia Capitolina. What you see behind me is the main street, the Carter Street of the city of Aelia Capitolina. Roman cities, for you to know, used to be built like this. Well, not like this, but let me explain. They had the Cardo and the Decumanus, two main streets that crossed the city, one from north to south and one from east to west. In the middle they had a forum, and then the rest of the city was built in those quarters. Sounds familiar? Maybe. So guys, Jerusalem is built in quarters today also because of that.
So that's where the actual Jerusalem was, and that's where the road was. So as you can see, it's below the city.
Of the word Israel, they tried to do anything to destroy the memory of the Jewish people. Obviously, they didn't do a great job because we're still here, but they did their best. They scattered us around for the next 2,000 years all over the world. They killed, just here in Jerusalem, between 1,000 to 2,100 people. It was a mess. You would call it an Armageddon. We call it the destruction of Jerusalem. But
What year was this?
it was in the year 70. Like not 1970, 70.
Got it.
So this street behind me, this street is part of that city, Aelia Capitolina. Whatever you see, it's original. The arches over there are original. The wall is original. All those pillars are original. Some of the floor, for those of you who are close by, it's all original. Was built 2,000 years ago and was found a few decades ago. Let me explain to you how it was found, because the story is pretty amazing. You know, we're in Israel and we like to fight. So in 48 we had a war here. We call it even bigger than that. This menorah, along with other treasures of the Jewish people, was taken by the Roman people because they weren't stupid, they were smart, they knew what to do with money. And as they took them, anyone been to Rome, by the way?
Yeah, I've been in Rome.
Great.
Yeah.
So when you've been to Rome, you went to visit the Colosseum.
Yep.
So before you went to visit the Colosseum at the entrance, you went to see the Titus Gate, right? Well, obviously, yeah.
Maybe.
If you didn't, I'm going to show you, because on Titus Gate, there was a picture of this.
A menorah.
Yes, thank you. Do it every day. I already mentioned the Colosseum, but now I'm going to say this. With the money, sorry, I'll show you. With the money, with the treasures that the Roman people took from the Jewish people and brought to Rome, they actually paid to build the entire Colosseum.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Who paid?
We
The Jews.
paid. I